Hey blockers, I just wanted to touch base with you really quick. This is a little extra video since we are at block 6, and I had said that I want to go ahead and show you one of my techniques that I like to do with my quilt pieces. And for me it's just kind of an extra stability piece. Where I know that I'm not going to have to worry about if it starts to pull apart, you know, or anything like that, because I have this extra stability. So I want to show you what I normally do with my blocks, and since they're not sized yet, and this is why I said please do not size your blocks. And I'm going to get into that next week of doing the actual sizing. But I thought this week I would go ahead and show you the little trick that I like to do. So with, not only that, but I highly recommend, especially with our blocks that we have that have no, that they're just real thin. So the thin fabric, okay? So if I take this piece here, and there's like really nothing there. So I always take a piece of woven fusible and I back my pieces. Okay, so it's this piece here, and it makes it a little firmer. So if you see the difference here, can you see that? Can you tell that this one here is like thicker and this one's not? And it really helps when you get ready to sew all your pieces together. It gives that extra firmness, and it just helps. It's kind of like the whole the stay flow, starching. It's just like the starching, okay? It gives it that extra stability that you need. And I do it on my actual blocks. So when I say that I always open my seams, this is why I don't ever worry about that. Here you can kind of tell when I went from side to side, pressing, you know, over to one side or the other. You can still kind of see that there's a little bit of like lumps in it, but it's flattened everything out and secures it, and it gives your block just much more appeal. And not that you're going to see anything on the back, because you'll have your I'm at loss for words, batting. You're going to have your batting, and you're going to have your backing, whatever it is you choose to back your quilt with. So you're not even going to see any of this, but again, I just like to do it, and I'm not saying you have to. I'm just giving you one of my tricks that I like to do, and it has always helped my life of my quilts. So just to let you know about that. And here I have some of the pieces, and it's very simple. I will take the middle block that I have and just flip this over. Again, I really do recommend that you, at least if you don't do your other blocks, that you do any of the blocks that's just your single piece of fabric. So that would include like any going around the outside here, and I'm not talking about the borders or anything, but these outside pieces, and then your 6 blue blocks, I would highly recommend that you consider taking the stabilizer and putting it on here. And another trick I like to do is you have your applique pressing sheet, and I like to lay this on my pressing sheet so that it does not get onto my ironing board, okay? Because if you have some of that extra, so if you look and you can see that it's over the edges just a little bit, and that's fine, because when we go to square up our blocks, all of that will be gone, okay? So I usually will just lay that down and make sure you're putting it on the back and not the front, and then just go ahead, and when with this type of stabilizer, then you just kind of leave it sit on there. I count to 8 usually, and then move it to the next spot. And you're not ironing, you're not moving your iron back and forth. It's just you're pressing down, picking up and pressing down, okay? And it really, really does. I've had a couple of people that I've told this to, and they now do this with their blocks. It's not anything that is required. It's just something that I do and that I have been doing and done, and I just like the look of it. I just feel like that it gives it more sharpness, I guess you could say, and it also protects all of my stitching from when I open my seams. And when you get that all finished, get that on here. Okay, and then you go ahead, hear that? That's why you want to use a pressing sheet, okay? Because it will stick, and if it sticks, it's going to stick to your ironing board cover. If it sticks to your ironing board cover and you go to press other things, then you're going to get a bunch of goop underneath there, okay? But see, now that piece, it's a firmer piece, okay? We do have this in stock, and it's our Fashion Fuse by Basel. And if anyone is interested in getting any of this, I do have this in stock this week, and feel free to come in and pick it up. You will, it's going to take quite a bit because your blocks are 12 and a half. Well, they'll be finished as 12, but you have to measure about 12 and a half. And also when you do cut, so like I went ahead and pre-cut some of these. So this is the actual like length here, yeah, the actual length. And so I measured for my 12 and a half by 12 and a half with my 12 and a half ruler. I went ahead and cut those. And then this was the excess that was up on the top. And you can use like 2 of these at one time on one piece so that you're not wasting anything. Just build it, take 2 pieces and build 1 piece. So if you are interested, please come see us this week and get what you need, and then you can start pressing all of these to the backs of whichever pieces you're wanting, if you want all of them, or if you just want to do it to your center blocks and to your outside pieces. Totally up to you, and you don't have to. I'm just saying I highly recommend, especially with these center blocks and your outside blocks, at least with those. So if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate. As I say, always you can contact me, and I will try to walk you through whatever I can, okay? All right, so until next week, guys, have a great week, and we will see you then. Next Tuesday, 10 o'clock a.m. Bye-bye.